it could be NF. And I said, what is NF? Is it something serious? And he said, it could be. There's a lot of issue with it, like learning disability or um, tumor and stuff. And I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good at all. This is my little guy, Ron. When you're pregnant with a kid, you normally go to all these checkup and see if everything is developing good, they're fine. And every time we went to an ultrasound or a checkup, everything was normal, everything was fine. And when he was born, when he came out, um, yeah, everything was in the right place. He had all his toe, all his fingers, and so they said everything was normal, everything was great. And then when you have a child, you normally would do a checkup every um, once a month or so. And about I think a year into it, um, when we had his 1 year checkup, the doctor noticed a brown spot on his body, and I figure it's just a birthmark, but he had a lot of them, and I was kind of curious. I thought maybe it's no big deal, but anyway, the doctor said he didn't. He doesn't want to alarm me, but it could be NF. And I said, what is NF? Is it something serious? And he said, it could be. There's a lot of issue with it, like learning disability or um, tumor and stuff. And I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good at all. And so he said he'll send me to a skin specialist. So he sent me to a skin specialist, and she said, well, yeah, he has the sign for NF, but there's more sign. There's like maybe 7 of them, I think, or something like that. She said, we can wait and see what happened. And then she said, but if you really want to know, you can do a genetic test, and this will prove that, or this will let you know for sure if he has it or not. But then she also said some people choose not to because they don't want their kid to be treated differently. So I said, maybe that sounds like a good idea. Maybe you don't want your kid to be treated differently. So I kind of hesitated. I said, maybe I shouldn't do it. But as time goes on and more sign shows that he might have NF, she said maybe it's a maybe it's a good idea. You should just do the test. And I was thinking, it's better to know sooner than later. Maybe they can do something about it, right? And so I just said, yeah, you know what? Might as well just do it, and we'll see what happened. And so we did the test, and it came back positive that he does have NF type 1. And so, okay, what can we do for him now? Well, apparently this disease is pretty much a waiting game. You don't know where it's gonna affect him, the tumor or anything, right? So we basically are pretty much waiting um, for to see if anything develop. And so I wasn't too concerned because when he's born everything was fine, and it doesn't seem like anything is happening that is affecting him, right? But now that he's about 3 years old, um, he has a little bump on his eyebrow, on his left eyebrow, and it's starting to get bigger and bigger, and I just noticed it. But when I look at my old photo, I can kind of see it, but now it's actually really getting bigger. So I made an appointment to check with the doctor to see if there's anything they can do about it. And I also went online to do some research, and I found out that there was a drug for this condition, and it's just been approved. And so I wanted to ask the doctor, can I use this medicine on him? Maybe it will help reduce this bump on him or stop any bump. But the doctor said that it's a good idea, but it might affect his growth or his development, right? Because drugs, you never know what it can do, right? And he said this bump on his eyebrow is not that serious yet. It doesn't seem like it could stop growing by itself, and it might get to a certain point. But when I see these pictures, I don't know, it's hard to tell. But now basically we're just waiting on what we should do. Should we do a surgery to just remove that bump? And so basically, is as a parent, you have to make a choice. You have to decide the best thing for your kid, and you want all the information you can get so that you can make the right choice for him. And so that's what I'm left with right now. And I got to try and decide, what's the best thing for him. And so yeah, this is my journey, my experience with this NF. So I guess I'm making this video to kind of help people, or if you're new and you never experienced this before, and you want to know what other people do in these circumstances, and maybe it will help you, and maybe I can get some help about this disease. And so yeah, I think we all need as much help as we can when we're dealing with something we don't know, or especially some kind of sickness that our child has, right? So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well, and I try and update you guys about this.
Bye.